Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you are joining me, my name is Joy. I am a personal trainer and a fitness coach and have a huge passion for helping people with their health and fitness journeys, and have gone through quite a bit of my own health and fitness journey in terms of weight loss, health, getting fit, getting unfit, and fit again. Pretty much anything you could think of in that realm. So I am here to help you guys, but I am also here to just share my story and know that hopefully that I'm not alone, and help you guys know that you are not alone. And be here to help, and just be here as a safe space to help you along on your journey. So I have a part 1 video about how I lost weight. This is going to be part 2. So if you have not seen that video, go back and watch it. I will attempt to link it. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, so forgive me if it's not linked up there. I will at the very least try to link it in the description box, but I also only have like 3 videos right now, so it should not be hard to find in this in the least bit. So anyway, go back and watch that one. I will, in case you don't want to watch that one and you're here and you're just gonna watch this one and be done with it. I get it. That's totally fine. I will give you a short rundown of those first 2 tips, just in case you do decide to just watch this one. But again, I would really encourage you to go back and watch that first one, because I do go into a lot more detail. So anyway, my weight loss journey started maybe 3 years ago, and ish, give or take. You know, we all kind of have a sometimes a rocky start, or we start and then fall off, etc. I have a huge history of yo-yo dieting, so I completely understand anyone who's gone through the torture of being on a roller coaster with your weight. So I feel you there. It's not a fun place to be. But once I really committed to, honestly, a new lifestyle, because I just didn't want to be the person I was anymore. It was way more than weight to me. I was not obese by any means. I did work out and I had a lot of muscle, and I was what you would look at on the outside as like a healthy person who was strong and was in the gym. But I was not happy with myself. I was not healthy mentally. And I knew that I was not living up to my full potential. And I did not feel comfortable in my body. So, when, weight fluctuates a lot, but when it's all said and done, I lost about 25 pounds. And even more importantly, I've been able to pretty much sustain that. Obviously, especially as a woman, you've got weight fluctuation around the month and all that. But everybody's weight fluctuates for a myriad of different reasons. So if you're on your own weight loss journey, do not be alarmed if, the scale changes day to day. I'm not a huge fan in weighing yourself day to day due to that fact, that there's natural weight fluctuations. But regardless, I lost about 25 pounds, maybe 30 at my heaviest and then like my lightest. But now where I'm kind of staying at consistently, I'd say it's closer to like 25. But anyway, so for me, that was the goal, is to hopefully get leaner and get more muscular. I love having an athletic, muscular type looking build. So I would like to lose more fat and build more muscle, but everybody's different, and don't let anybody tell you that you should aim for a certain body type or look a certain way. That is totally personal preference. And as long as you're healthy and you're comfortable in your skin, and you can do the things that you want to do in life and not be held back by your body image, then go for it. So anyway, point being, I'm still on my journey, and I hope you guys will be along with me as I continue my journey. But let's get into the tips after that long introduction. So, my first tip, which again, these I'm not really going to go into detail about. Go back and watch the other video. If you've already seen that one, you can just go ahead and fast forward past these first couple. First one is just to make small, sustainable changes, okay? People just try to do way too much too soon. They fail. Failing is inevitable. I'm not telling you you're destined for failure. That would be a very negative mindset to be in. But failure is inevitable. We are human. We are not always going to hit 100% of our goals, or eat perfectly according to, what we want. So, forgive yourself when those times do happen, when you slip up and you're not, following the lifestyle that you want to follow. It's going to happen. Forgive yourself and move on. Nothing you can do about the past, except learn from it. So, but the best way to kind of keep that motivation going and to be in a state where you are constantly getting little wins and you're feeling victorious, that is what is going to keep you going. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I accomplished this. Why can't I do this next thing? Et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, I went into more detail in my first video, and gave you kind of specific examples of small changes I made, specifically in my diet. Like I said, I'm someone who has a history of working out and being in athletics and all of that stuff. So, I didn't need to ease too much into the working out side of things. But if you've never, it applies to working out too. If you've never worked out before in your life, do not expect to go in and just run 5 miles or finish the entire workout of whatever workout you have planned for the day. Do it in small increments, make small changes. And honestly, the smaller the better. And then guess what? You can always build on top of it, okay? Shoot for the moon. As far as your overall overarching goal, shoot for the moon. But when we're talking daily changes, make them small, make them attainable. So my second piece of advice, it was to be in a caloric deficit. So this is kind of a non-negotiable. How you go about it, that's on you. That's up to you. There's so many different ways to ensure that you're in a caloric deficit. Pretty much all diets out there, have this fact at the core of whatever their diet is. I mean, Weight Watchers, Zone, Atkins, macro accounting, whatever, you name it. The idea basically behind all of these is to get in a caloric deficit. I don't want to say eat less because some of you might already be eating too little, which is stunting your weight loss, which is a conversation for another time. But the point is that they all put you in a caloric deficit. And that is what is going to ultimately cause you to lose weight. So whatever that means for you, even I kind of switched what my method was to kind of get me in that caloric deficit throughout my weight loss journey. Sometimes I straight up counted calories. Sometimes I was more focused on macro goals. Sometimes I just kind of focused on the actual visual portions. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about that. But at the end of the day, just make sure that you are in that caloric deficit. And again, that is in way more detail in the first video. So third thing is to incorporate as much protein. I don't want to say as much as possible. People could take it to the extreme, myself included. But this was in the first, I think, video as well. I could be wrong on that, so please correct me if I'm wrong, and fast forward this if I did touch on this. But making sure that your protein is adequate enough that you're sustaining the muscle on your body. Having that protein intake is what is going to make sure that that muscle is sustained on your body, and having that muscle there will help to maintain your metabolism, which will help you to lose fat. So that's the shortened version, try not to get too sciencey on you guys. But that protein level is really important. And same thing with like the first thing I said, if right now you're literally not eating more than 10 grams of protein for the entire day, kind of the recommendation of it's like 0.8 grams of protein per pound of your current body weight. Okay. But if you're only eating 10 grams of protein right now, and that would require you to eat 150, that is going to be a huge change for you. So even if you just start incorporating one meal with protein and then 2 meals, or just base it off wherever you're at. But the point is that protein is going to help to sustain your muscle mass, and put on more muscle and help you look better, not be so much of, just where you lose fat and you end up being kind of the skinny fat. So you can kind of have a more defined shape if that's what you're going for. Protein definitely will be required for that. Thankfully, there's a lot of different ways to get protein in these days. There's protein powders, easy peasy. It doesn't get any easier than that. Obviously, meat, lean meats, chicken, turkey, etc. But making sure that protein level is high is always something that I did. Some days I didn't hit it and I didn't freak out about it. But I always tried to make sure I had protein with every meal and that I was eating enough to at least sustain the muscle mass I already had. That way I knew that the weight I was losing wasn't muscle and it was fat. I also made sure to include lots and lots of vegetable matter. Vegetables, just like protein for different reasons, but they're both very satiating. They'll keep you full. I was going to say satiating. People might not know what that means. So protein will satiate you, which means that it will keep you full. It will make you be full in the first place, and it will keep you full. Veggies have they're not calorically dense. They have a very low caloric density. And what that means is you can eat a giant bowl of veggies, right, for 100 calories, where you could also eat 15 nuts for 100 calories. I don't even think that many. So it'll literally fill up more of your stomach and make you feel more full. There obviously is so many other added benefits to veggies. The fiber content, keep everything moving. There's just micronutrients that you're probably not going to get from other foods. The other is they have a lot of water in them, which is another reason that contributes to how they cause you to feel full. But also they just help you get that requirement of water, which that is the next thing, is keeping yourself hydrated, trying to drink about your body weight in ounces per day, or something close to it. It's so interesting to me, how many times you feel, I'm surprised I don't have my water with me right now, because I literally have a water bottle with me everywhere. Anyone that knows me knows I am constantly drinking. And does that mean I'm constantly having to use the bathroom? Yes, but everything comes with a price. So, but it's amazing how when you're hydrated, you actually feel less hungry a lot of times, because sometimes you think you're hungry and really you're just craving water. Your body's just dehydrated. So making sure that you're drinking enough water. And again, there's a lot more sciencey details about why water is helpful for weight loss, but we'll just keep it at that for now. Drink your water, people. Get yourself a cute little water bottle or whatever and drink your water. The next thing is to move. Find whatever form of exercise you like. It doesn't need to be a specific type of exercise. Obviously, weight training is great. I'm not going to say it's a requirement, but it will help you to keep that muscle mass on and to keep continuing to grow your muscle mass, which will help your metabolism to keep going at a healthy rate. And it'll, like I was saying earlier about the protein, it will help you sustain that muscle mass that you have on you. That way you're not losing muscle in the process of you trying to actually lose fat. So weight training is super important, but even more important than that, honestly, I would say, is finding something that you enjoy doing. And that is not for any kind of scientific physiological reason, but that is just for the sustainability factor, that if you are doing something that you enjoy, the chances of you sticking with it and the chances of you going back to do it day after day is so much higher. If I were to tell myself that I had to do, I don't know, I like exercise, so it's hard to think of something. Cycling, like I don't like sitting on a stationary bike. So if I told myself that was the end all be all and that was the form of exercise I had to do, the chances of me following through with doing that every day are very slim. So I'm very partial to weightlifting and CrossFit, but I've also learned to really enjoy other things. Fortunately and unfortunately, through injury, I was forced to kind of leave the world of CrossFit, at least for my own fitnessing, and was kind of forced into trying other things if I wanted to keep my body moving, which I did. And I was able to actually come to enjoy other forms of exercise. So find something that you like. There's so many things out there. We are in the 21st century, people. You don't even have to leave your home, okay? There is free YouTube videos out there. There is Pelotons. There's CrossFit gyms. There's so many different types of movement. Even just walking. There was honestly several months. I don't even know how many, but I had 2 surgeries throughout that span of kind of 3 years I was talking about that I lost most of my weight. And do you think I was moving a lot after those surgeries? No. I obviously moved as much as I could, as quickly as I could. But there was a lot of times that I physically could not do it, and I had to just let my body recover from the surgeries. And that's where the diet definitely plays a huge role. But in both scenarios, walking was what I was able to do the quickest after surgery. And so there was a lot of times where literally walking was the only form of exercise I did, which I think walking is great regardless. And I think walking can be fit into any fitness program and be a great addition just for overall health and joint health. There's just so many benefits to walking. So anyway, my last thing, thank you so much for sticking with me if you've stuck with me this whole time. But my last thing is just to keep stress down. I'm a huge stress eater. And I'm not saying everybody is, but stress will definitely change first of all, it'll change your body chemistry. It'll change your hormone levels. But it will almost definitely change your eating patterns. Whether it's causing you to go towards more convenience foods, whether, talking to myself here, you just start eating sugar by the pounds, whatever that may be for you, there's more than likely going to be a shift in your eating patterns if you're super stressed out. So trying to keep that stress level low, and find out why you're going towards those certain foods. Like for me, like I said, sugar. If you're a chip person, if you're a type of person that doesn't eat in stress and then you end up not eating enough, if you're someone that just overeats in general, if you're someone that starts just going out all the time, if you're someone that starts drinking a lot, which is a ton of extra calories, stress will play a huge role in your eating patterns. And like I said, stress is going to play a huge role in your hormonal profile. And once that cortisol goes up, which is your stress hormone, the chances of you storing fat are so much higher just because of your body's natural mechanisms to try to save you. And if you're in a time of stress, your body is trying to help you by holding on to that fat, because of, evolutionary principles that our bodies had to adapt to, that, if we were in a period where we knew there was scarcity of food, your body needed to hold on to all the fat that it could for purposes of keeping you alive. So in turn, stress will definitely cause you to keep unwanted fat. So anyway, those were the main tips that I took away from my weight loss journey. There are obviously so many other things that played parts in me succeeding, or other kind of little things I tweaked along the way. And like I said, it ebbed and flowed. I had a lot of surgeries. I had a lot of major life events happen during those few years. But the consistency is what kept me going through all that, is staying consistent through all of that, which kind of plays into my first tip. But consistency is key. So that is honestly the takeaway. If you take anything away from this, it is to be consistent. But anyway, if you have made it through this entire video, kudos to you. I know it was kind of long. I want to know what you guys think. If you guys have any tips for me, for my channel, any videos that you want to see in the future, if you just have any input on where you are with your journey, or something that could help somebody else, please comment down below and just share. Like, I just want to know where you guys are at with it, and just try to be there for you guys. And the other thing is to please subscribe. That will really, really help to get my video out to the masses. And the more subscribers I have, the more people that are going to see my videos, and the more people that we can help. So please subscribe, please like this video and comment. And if nothing else, thank you so much for joining me, and I am sending so much love and light your way. Bye.